Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to make this video and make it seem like I'm all pissed off and yelling at the clouds, oh, this is unfair, people don't know what's really going on and they don't know the truth about these things. No, I'm not gonna say that I'm angry. But I am gonna say that this is kind of weird. It's very weird, and I think we are starting to see more, do I want to use that word, disrespect? Tossed towards the way of the Detroit Red Wings and one very particular lean, mean German machine. Today, we're talking about Detroit Red Wings defenseman Moritz Seider, and whether or not he really was disrespected throughout the course of the year, and especially in the voting for the NHL awards. You see, Seider had a fine season. It was fine. It wasn't like Norris caliber, but at the same time, I don't think it was bad by any means. Mo Seider in the 2024-2025 campaign posted up 46 points in 82 total games. 8 goals, 38 assists. It is quite noteworthy that his most productive NHL season was his first one, 50 points in 82 games with 7 goals and 43 assists there. He ended up beating Michael Bunting and Trevor Zegras for the Calder in that season, and it was a really big deal, like, oh, Bunting's like 1,000,000 years old, and he's gonna steal that Calder trophy from Mo, how dare you, Bunting? And then it was like, okay, Zegras is up in there too. But anyways, Mo Seider had a great year in his first NHL campaign. He bursted onto the scene, was a top defenseman, was a mean, destructive wrecking ball who was good defensively, and he produced 50 points. There was a lot to like out of Mo. The only problem was, as the next few years came and went, he was no longer the #1 power play dude. That honor rotated around. Erik Gustafsson had a shot there, so did Shane Gostisbehere. There were a number of D-men that started to get a little bit more exposure on the power play, thus limiting the production that Mo Seider had, and of course you also had Phil Hronek in that spot in Detroit as well, so, you know, there was a little bit of movement that needed to happen, but ultimately, Seider was still very useful, very productive. As we had said, maybe this previous season he wasn't as productive, the team themselves didn't really take a step forward compared to last year. Sure, there were guys that produced points. That was actually fine. The power play was clicking in Detroit. There was a lot of momentum with the offense. It's just the rest of the team, and the goaltending, and the defensive stability, and the penalty killing. There were a lot of problems in Detroit this previous season, but the way Mo Seider played wasn't necessarily as... I don't like to use this word because I think it implies a bad context, but I don't think he had as much control over the game this previous season compared to what he had displayed in his first season, for example. And that's not to discredit Mo. It's more so an indictment against the Red Wings systems and just the task that Seider was faced with every single night. I mean, the Red Wings are still just kind of in that territory of mediocrity, but might I remind you, Mo Seider had the best plus-minus rating he's ever had in an NHL season in this most previous year. He was a -5. And that sounds terrible, like, oh yeah, it's the best season he's ever had, -5. But he is slightly getting better in that department, and I think there is some improvement that you can say that he has gone through. It's just not very obvious. Mo Seider today, compared to Mo Seider in his rookie season, it's not like, oh, he was better at producing in his first season. Oh, he was better offensively in his first season. Oh, he stopped learning how to pass. Oh, he can't score as much. Like, that's not the case here. It's more so of a problem with the team itself and the minutes, the task, how much Seider is being played against these other guys and how the other bums on the Red Wings D-corps can't really match up with what Seider is doing. He had himself a year where he was still a solid defenseman. Maybe it wasn't as obvious how controlling he was of the game, but he was still good. And the thing is, the fact that Mo Seider got absolutely no love in the Norris voting this season, that right there, that boggles my mind. If you take a look at the NHL's Norris voting ballots, you will see that Mo Seider had absolutely no votes whatsoever. There were a bunch of guys that had votes: Cale Makar, Werenski, Hughes, Morrissey, Hedman, Dahlin, Harley, Jacob Slavin, Lane Hudson even, Evan Bouchard, Adam Fox, but are you telling me that not a single one of the voters had Seider on even as a 5th place vote? Not to say that Seider is necessarily better than any of these guys or whatever. 2024-2025 performance, who are you taking? Cale Makar or Mo Seider? Okay, yeah, Makar had a better year, for sure. But you could say that there's room for debate with some of these guys, right? Jake Sanderson had 9 4th-place votes and 6 5th-place votes. Jacob Slavin had 11 5th-place votes, 13 4th-place votes, and 2 3rd-place votes. You're saying that Thomas Harley had a 2nd-place vote, and Moritz Seider didn't even get a 5th? Not one? I don't know, man. It kind of spells disrespect to me. Again, I think the reasons are kind of obvious. I think fans from around the NHL, or not fans, analysts, right? Writers, the folks that are supposed to be paid to watch this sport. They see the results on paper, they see the trends of the Red Wings, they see that the Wings didn't really do all too well, and they look at Seider and they say, yeah, well, he's kind of in the same point production territory, we're not going to vote for him. We're going to vote for somebody else. We're going to vote for somebody whose control of the game and whose quote-unquote domination was a lot easier to spot, and for Seider, it's just not that anymore. Even though he is a good player. I'll tell you this, if Mo Seider was removed from the Detroit Red Wings, you thought this team was bad defensively now? Imagine how terrible they'd be then. This is why the Aaron Ekblad conversation was such a big deal for Detroit Red Wings fans. Hey, even though there are folks who are saying that, don't sign Ekblad, he's 29 years old, and if Stevie Y gives him a 7-year deal, he'll be 36 when that contract expires, and he'll age poorly like Petrie and Sherratt and them. But at the same time, Aaron Ekblad can play 24 minutes a night. He can play hard right-handed minutes against some of the best, most physical players in the league. Mo Seider can do that, but he's the only guy who can on Detroit at the moment. So why not get another one who can do that too? Ekblad, Seider. It makes sense from a deployment point of view. It can give Seider the minutes he needs to rest. And maybe then it'll allow the team to play a little bit better because they're not going to be leaking goals left, right, and center from whenever Seider is not out there on the ice. So my question to you here is this. Was Mo Seider disrespected by the NHL and the NHL's writers this season? Should he have at least received one 5th-place vote? I'm thinking about it Harley got a 2nd. Slavin had 11 5ths and 13 4ths. If some of these guys who are maybe definitely better than Seider, but not by much, if some of these guys were able to get multiple 3rds and 4ths and 5ths, how did Seider not get a single 5th-place vote? A single vote in general? I don't know, man. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Was Mo Seider disrespected this season? Yay or nay? Or do you think he was appropriately ranked based off of his performance this season? I know there are a lot of Wings fans who will say that Seider was way better in his rookie year compared to now. I don't think it's necessarily he's better. I think it's more so that there's been less of an opportunity for him to flex his muscles and be that guy this previous season compared to in the past. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you agree, disagree, yay or nay? I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.